Hey there, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. This is a brand new technology, so bear with me. This is the
That
first time.
sounds good. I'm excited. I love it.
It's fun, huh?
It is. I
Great
just
part
got off.
about this too is I can actually see people as they comment. So we welcome you guys to add in your comments if you have any comments or questions about what we are here today. So I want to thank Dr. Nicholas for coming and joining me live today. Dr. Nicholas has been a part of LifeWave for many, many years, a lot longer than I have by many, many years. How long have you been with LifeWave, Dr. Nicholas?
Since September, November of '08. So a little over 11 and a half years, about.
That's awesome. That shows a
Mhm.
great commitment to a great, great company, doesn't it?
It does.
So, and I myself started just this end of July of 2019. And that's when had the opportunity to meet Dr. Nicholas. Dr. Nicholas is a chiropractor. He runs two practices in the Arizona area. Um, and he found a lot of value with LifeWave and using them within his practices. So you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so it's funny. I was reading, actually, my business partner, Dr. Joan, was reading Suzanne Summers' book Breakthrough at the time. And she was just interviewing different doctors and practitioners on non pharmaceutical therapies. And were really controversial at the time, even because it was on stem cell therapy then, it was on bioidentical hormones, different nutritional supplements for healing the body, curing different problems. And so, she was having some health issues, so we were kind of like desperate to try anything to help her get well. And everything we tried really wasn't giving her any results until we got to the second to the last chapter in the book, which was called the chapter 33. And it was Suzanne Summer interviewing David Schmidt, who is the inventor. And so he was talking about how he developed this technology for our military before 9/11. So this isn't a new technology, it's just new to a lot of people. But after 9/11 hit, the product got put on the back burner in his developing survival equipment because they went more into the warfare kind of scenario. And so he took the product and his technologies out of the military and came online in September of 2004. And so we were reading about it in our book and thinking, this sounds too good to be true, but what if it works? And I was really big into using glutathione supplements and IV drips. And he talked about how he had a patch that elevated your body's own glutathione levels up 300% in 24 hours, which I thought, well, that's like medically unheard of. But again, what if it works? So we ordered all the products, started patching her. She didn't feel a single thing. And I thought, well, we just wasted a bunch of money. And I said, let's just leave them on and see if you notice any changes. And literally throughout the day, she just started to get a little bit better and a little bit better. And then it just got more momentum. And she was just like changing in front of my eyes. And all of our patients were like, what did you do? And I said, I don't know, but put these on and tell me what you feel. And one by one, we were getting these magical healings that we'd never seen in the 12 and a half years of practice that we were in at the time. So I was really animated, really excited, and it just drove me to share it with more people. And so here I am today, 11 and a half years later. I'm full-time LifeWave. I do have a practice part-time. My wife is a chiropractor. She is in practice now full-time while I'm doing this to show this to you. So
Yeah,
that's my story.
this little
That's
thing I seen you just show it. Look at that's how thin it is, you guys. It's
it.
a little
It's a
tiny,
joke.
a little bigger around than a quarter. Um, well, and I got introduced it back in July because I have a condition with my spine that was, for the most part, I'm not going to go into what the condition's called, but it was caused from breaking my neck when I was just before my 13th birthday. I broke 3 vertebrae in the upper part of my neck. From healing from that, I ended up with arthritis, and those are with arthritis. I've got fused cervical spines, which has put a lot of pressure on the lower part of my spine, and that's caused those discs to explode into my spinal cord. And I had a lot of numbness in my right hand. And somebody knew that I was talking about it, got introduced to this, and so they brought me the patch. And it wasn't immediate. I thought it was, it's not doing anything, even though my husband noticed me sleeping better. Literally the first night, I was just like saying, oh, I must have been tired, or it must be the organ error. And needless to say, on the 5th morning that I woke up, so 4 days of using the patch, the numbness had dissipated, it almost completely gone. So that's when I really started digging into it, like, what the heck is this thing? How did it work? And and then the rest is history. Sent it off to somebody that could explain to me what photobiomodulation was, because there's a lot of big words in this, and I've never been a fan of science. It's not my thing. In fact, I was a straight A+ student in school, and the only thing I ever struggled with was science. So it just wasn't my deal to understand why it worked. I just knew it did work. So I sent it to somebody that would understand why it worked, and she said, we need to do this business. And that was 8 months ago. So, and I know, just like you probably, when you first started, did you really think that you could have this be an income for you?
No, I was scared to death when I found out it was network marketing. Oh my God, I thought it was going to kill my practice. So here's the funny story. When we were reading the book, it never said anything about the product being in a network marketing company. So when we said we want to try this, we went to the back of her book, and it showed all the phone numbers to all the different doctors that they interviewed that you can call them to try their therapies. And all it said was LifeWave, and the phone number 866-202-0065. So I called them and I said, hey, I want to order this stuff. And they said, well, who told you about it? And I said, well, Suzanne Summers. And they said, well, you have to sign up under somebody. And it never registered in my brain that this is network marketing. I said, I don't care. I just need the product because I want to try it. So they ship it to us. We get it. And then when we started patching our other patients, they're like, hey, I want to share this with other people that are not in our state. Okay, go ahead. And they said, well, I want to sign up. And I'm like, sign up for what? And they're telling me it's a business that they can sign up under. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to hurt our practice. And it was counterintuitive. It did not hurt our practice at all. It actually enhanced our clinical outcomes, and we had huge referrals. But we started signing people up, and it went viral. We had huge amounts of signups. Now, this was back in September or November of 08, when the economy was still really, really screwed up from the housing market, which you totally understand because you were through that. So it really helped pull us out of that really bad recession we were going into, or we're in. And we started getting a lot of money from signing people up. So that's the front end money. The back end money is where I am living today, in a very safe place that I can really truly be blessed that I worked so hard to get to. And it's really a mindset, because we had to change our thinking, because when we were in practice, it was like, if it was to be, it's up to me. If I showed up, I got paid. And when Joan was sick, half the practice was suffering because she did so much for the practice. So I was physically trying to carry that weight. And so this was the part that made me make that shift from that mindset of a brick mortar, four walls, to going like we are now online and being able to talk to people from anywhere at any time, at any place. And so when we started to make that shift, it took us a while, but we did it for about 2 years to finally make the shift to go, okay, let's do this full time. And we sold our practice and went full time for about 7 years, and did well enough that we didn't have to practice anymore. So we didn't have that underlying stress of overhead if we got sick, because that's kind of what was happening for the year prior to it. That was just strangling our practice with our health, and then the economy was doing what it's doing. So here we are today in the same situation on like a global scale now. Okay. And so what's really, really important for everybody to understand is that we can now change our mindset and thinking and talk to a lot of people, because everybody's sitting around. One, they're working on, I need to make some money, or two, I need to take care of my health. We have the answer to both of those because of what LifeWave does to support our health, and then also the business, which a lot of people are looking for ways to help people or to make money, and we now can do that. And it's pretty much, like I said, a mind shift that you need to think, and I think we can get really this out there and help a lot of people and make a lot of money.
It's so funny to hear you say that you were afraid of putting that out there and you thought, oh my God, it could ruin your business. Because when I started this, July 25th is when I bought my business center with LifeWave and started recruiting. I didn't put it out there, and I honestly didn't put it out there. I kind of call it my coming out video, and it was April that Monday. My husband came home from work after a few hours of being there and said, we just got shut down for at least 30 days.
Wow.
And, my son was still in his room, and I was like, well, I wonder if this is why Chris is still home. He didn't go to work. So I get him up and he says, yeah, Mom, I got laid off. And he hadn't said anything. And then my husband said, I'm off for at least 30 days and we don't know when we're going to return back to work. And this was all just starting as this, shelter in place thing. And, then my phone starts ringing, and, through that week, I only had 2 listings. One's pending and the other one was getting a ton of showings. And all of a sudden all the showings dropped on the one active listing that I had. And so I started talking to people, and it just like everything hit a brick wall. And so I was like, holy crap. So we had 4 incomes into this household with my husband. My son had his own income, paid all of his own bills, and my husband's income, my real estate income, and my LifeWave income, which has grown to be a decent income. And all of a sudden I had 1 income. And I was like, oh my God. And honestly, right then is when I realized, what if I'd have said no? What if I'd have just said, no, I don't want to build this. I'm just going to be a customer. And that's when that was that Monday. It took me a full week to come to grips with the fact I'm going to tell my Facebook that I'm doing a network marketing company. And because it's what's going to save us financially right now. And it's what I know people need right now is that ability to make a residual income from home. Now, working from home for me was the same because I work for eXp Realty, which is an online virtual real estate company where we go to our meetings in the world. So for a realtor, it wasn't hard for me to, okay, we're going to work from home. But the plain and simple fact of the matter is for real estate, for you realtors that are out there, we're not going to have, I don't think this real estate market's going to pick back up for a while. People are going to have to sit here and come to terms with, are we okay economically? So that's going to take longer than the shelter in place to be lifted. So I'm just feel really blessed that this was introduced to me last July, the end of July, and that we said yes, because it's given us a sense of financial security that I'd be a total mess. I was still a mess coming out on my Facebook. It's like, what are my clients going to think? She's crazy, right? But at this point, I've gotten nothing but just an amazing response from people. It's like, Kathy, I get it. You've always been so good at this. But you know what? It's not that I'm good. It's just I'm good at talking to people. But anybody can do this business. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that outgoing personality as much as I appear to be now. That was never my personality. I was the guy in the back of the room while other people in the front of the room speaking, talking. Dr. Joan was that way. My wife, Dr. Missy's that way. I would just kind of be in the back. And what really got me to really get this was that it got such good results so quickly. So that made me very animated and excited. And so it wasn't so hard to really share it with people. So I would just tell people, hey, are you familiar with this therapy? And most people never heard of it. And I said, so you want to try it? Is this something you'd be open to trying? It's very gentle, not like a big sales pitch. And people were like open to it because they had a lot of problems, most of them in pain. And if you can get a pain response really quickly, it gets their attention really fast. And all of a sudden their belief system changes. I call it the deer in the headlights look, because they're looking at you like, what did you just do? Because some people get instantaneous pain relief. And that's the fun part, because then they're like going, maybe I really didn't have pain. Maybe it really was a placebo. What is this patch doing? How is this little sticker doing what it's doing? That's the science. That's the magic, of the beauty, of the simplicity of what this can do. But it gets really good results, and it's healing. It isn't just pain relief. So this is why it made it easier for me to really get out there and just tell people and share it. And I just tell them, hey, are you open to trying it? And if not, that's okay. My job is to share it and let go of the outcome.
Yeah.
And if you do that enough times, you make up in numbers what you lack in skills, and your skill sets will get better and better, and you'll be like a pro like Kathy, and you can do less and less and get more people involved. But that's what I had to do, and that's how I started. So I was doing like 60 phone calls a day in my house like a machine, 7 days a week. This is the number one earner told me how to do this. And I was swimming in phone numbers. And this was when there were still phone books. So I used to get phone books, and I used to dial all the doctors in the phone book. And then I was calling the same numbers because they actually listed them in different places and I didn't even know it. So I'm calling the same doctors in the same day within the same hour. And they're like, yeah, you just called. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. So it's kind of embarrassing, but it's funny because I was just really excited and I really wanted to help and get this out there. And so I really learned how to do it without anybody showing me. I just did that. So it's just right now, everybody's at home. So you can talk to anybody and anywhere now because of these types of platforms, which is really exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. Hey, we just got a comment in. It was from Susan Hunter Siegel. My husband is a miracle story with X39 in his brain. Now, this is somebody that is on my team, and I do have her testimony. It's been sent over to corporate, and hopefully we'll be sharing that full testimony here soon within our organization. So super excited for your husband, Susan. That's awesome. Hey, I have a couple people that have actually joined our live. So do you know a Dr. Stewart?
I do. I signed him up personally. I asked him to come on.
Awesome. He's there. Dr. Stewart, can you hear us? Are you there? We'll add Lauren in because Lauren's there too. Lauren, can you hear us? They jumped in the feed, but they might have walked away from their screens.
Okay, so what I did was I sent out my link you sent me, so maybe that's why they're on this. So maybe they didn't mean to get into the feed this
Okay.
way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's great about this new system that I'm trying out is we can have up to 6 people online sharing with us, and we can also share everybody's comments. So it's pretty fun way to actually share this. Well, that's awesome. I wanted to point out to the people that are watching this that it is a non-transdermal patch. So anything that you are already doing within your body may be taking, it's non-contraindicative to anything that you are already doing. So reach out to either Dr. Nicholas or myself. He's tagged in this if you guys have any questions. We are just super excited about this product. We're going to be bringing these more live. I think as people get used to us, maybe people with questions will join us more and we'll be able to add them right into this community. One of the things that's been a blessing about LifeWave is during these uncertain times, we have really developed a space of community. You don't feel so alone. I've been literally locked up in this house, haven't left for 13 days now. To the point where I'm leaving today just to do something, even if it's to go drive in my car. But the great thing is that we're interacting. I've been on Zooms and calls with people all day long since 8:45 this morning. And it really has given us a sense of community, of family, of sharing. You want to add on to that, Dr. Nicholas?
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, right now, this is more than ever a really, really good time to connect with people like us. We're just trying to give you some sort of support that you're not alone. We're all in this boat together. I mean, everybody's going to have the pinch on this thing. So if we can support each other and work together, you can show we care and we're compassionate about your situation, and we could help you with either the product or the business or both. And that's why, again, as Kathy said, to do this is going to be a really good time for everybody to kind of tell other people, bring them to this platform. We can help you, we can help them, and work together as a team.
Yeah, and I agree. We have oh, I lost my train of thought. I've seen somebody pop in, pop out here. That's pretty funny. Yeah, so it's been just super exciting on here. To start this business is not a ton of money. You get one sleeve of the product for $99, and then for your business kit, it's $25. So to be in business, it only costs you $25. To be a preferred customer, it's $99. So you combine those two together and you got $124.95, and you're actually put yourself in business. There are larger packets for people that do have facilities or that want to actually go out and start patching or mailing out samples, and we can discuss those with you. But you can really put yourself in a position to make the same amount of money that I'm making and Dr. Nicholas is making with just a simple investment of $124.95. And that does give you a month's supply of the product that you're going to actually help use yourself to create your story. Network marketing is simply sharing a product with your network. You're taking a product to market with the people that you know within your network. I tell people, don't overthink it. I have had a belief in this industry. It's what kept my husband and I a roof over our head back in 2008. When the market changed us being a real estate professional. My husband was a stay-at-home dad back then. So when that market crashed, I had no other income to rely on. And during the crash of the economy in 2008, he wasn't finding a job either. So I had to do something, and I stepped into network marketing and did it for about 2 years and did very well with it. And then that company went away. So I did have a belief in the industry. I just wasn't sure in July if I had the time for it because I was busy in real estate, but I'm so thankful that I said yes. And I'm thankful because I met you and Dr. Joan and Dr. Misty and my amazing upline people that I have to help me share this and bring it to the world. And we are here for you guys. If anybody has any questions, just click on Dr. Nicholas's name or mine and leave us a private message. We'd be glad to give you guys some more information. Thank you so much for coming on, Dr. Nicholas. I hope to do this.
A pleasure.
And maybe
yeah, absolutely.
Dr. Misty and a couple other people. Like I said, I can share up to 6 screens up here. It'd be pretty fun.
Okay, cool. We'll do it.
Take care. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.